Hi teammates, we'll dive into some mysteries. So it's September 24th, 2019, and what we do on this channel is we go over the information that people seem to bypass or that is old information, and we make it new. We put our own spin on it and bring it all back to Jesus, the Lord of the universe, the Lord of hosts, and the Savior, Lord Jesus Christ. So, phrase, moments in this episode by explaining the origin of the phrase white elephant. It's a fun trivia fact, and I'm grateful to whichever nerd in the writer's room added it. Victoria replies, fiddlesticks. Then I added to that 687476T. Okay? So, it's kind of like fate of the G4 GFT is kind of like the Eve symbolism, and Fate as Dr. Fate, who is a DC character that goes through the realms. He slips through the realms, kind of like the Yod figure, but he's a mystical genius and kind of like Doctor Strange a little bit, going through the portals. So then G4, you've got the cherub, and then GFT is like the girlfriend T, the Revelation 17 symbolism, and also the Eve symbolism, the Dorothy Sebastian frontman, the stealer kind of thing, or front woman, I guess, stealer. But that's her original form, but she's been redeemed and everything, and gone through the anaconda and all that, and got redeemed. So ciphers 4987 all the way down to 28612. That's with all A's capital in the statement, the phrase. Now you get 4645G, 457. Scotland, Indiana is what I came to with that. And if you look at all this information here, you'll see that Scotland, Indiana represents its coordinates and everything. Not the number coordinates, but what I have listed here represents the Revelation 13 sea beast, the beast out of the sea. And what I think happened was the dragon got cast out by Michael, and the whole HMN and all that happened with Hu Yi and everything whenever he got sent to the pit until 2001. What happened was he brought the high with him. He brought marijuana, the root of the tree marijuana with him. And that tree was sent as a person to Earth, and is probably the Mountain Dew Lemon character. And that's why weed is so trippy to me. When I used to do it in the past, I don't do it anymore. Keep a mercy mindset. Throughout all this, keep a mercy mindset, because we're going over very trivial matters today. But I believe that the tree got brought with him. It's like whenever Gandalf falls when he's fighting the dark shadow, he says go back to the shadow, and the tail gets his foot and drags him with it. That's what happened with the dragon. The third part of the stars is the dragon's tail that it cast down, and that's like the third part of men, who all come back to the weed character, or whoever this character is that we're solving here. So southern border follows Martin and Davis County lines. The Martin is like the 1984 symbolism, which is my parents' anniversary. And 1984 is also related to Obama a little bit. And they had a late honeymoon, and I was conceived on that honeymoon, and they saw a white cat when they were having dinner. And they went to Martinique Island. So that's the symbolism there. And it's kind of like Emmanuel a little bit. It's the same type of concept, but it's the 84 and 69. And then Davis is like Owensboro, where I lived for all throughout high school and middle school. And then State Roads 45 and 58 pass just north and intersect Route 231 at Interstate 69. So keep faith. We are in a matrix, but you can see here, there's the whale symbolism, the 23, Psalm 23, and Interstate 69, which is the crossing. You get to leave the matrix, 69. And that's with he as Groxt, and the 45 is Ben. being a kind of opposite or opposites attract sort of deal with them, but that's how they show the symbolism of the shepherds, is with those two. Owensburg, 10 miles to the east. You can break that down. Bloomfield, 9 miles north. Luguti is 17 miles south. That's the feet of the bear there. And the two above it are the leopard body, which is the leopard body is as the Magar and Willie, and as a 4 creation, church 4, a Cain within the Abel family of Ungamar, Bedingfield. Okay. So, and that's the mouth of the lion and all that. I could have those switched up, but those are the leopard and the mouth of the lion is Owensburg and Bloomfield. Luguti is the feet of the bear. I-69 leads northeast 33 miles to Bloomington. That's the symbolism of Revelation 17. The woman of Revelation 17 and all that riding of the beast started in 2017. So the 33 miles represents like Paul Walker type symbolism, which is the CC, which is I ate CCs when I went to training trip to Orlando with Lindsey Wilson. And the Orlando is Paul Walker, because he was killed by Lando Calrissian, who is Obama. Okay, and that's Star Wars symbolism. So, and you can say Daniel is kind of like Han Solo a little bit, because it's like Solomon, and Daniel is very smart, and Daniel is Paul Walker. In southwest, 28 miles to Washington. Southwest, 28 miles to Washington. That's like a prize type ordeal. Land is high, and south of Doan's Creek, which flows west, is a part of the White River and Wabash River. So what I see is the white kind of represents the eyes a little bit. That's what I saw today. And then the Wabash River is like, and the white, of course, represents the horse one of this Revelation 6, but the Wabash represents the Bash brothers, the dogs and the cats, you know, the white cats and the dogs, who are related to Daniel Harris and the white manta and all that, the brown manta and the white manta. So you can see that symbolism. Okay. So Strong's 4646 is Mappic, a breathing out. Give up the ghost is the reference there, and 4646 scolios, which means curved. Now skull, Oz, is what I'm getting there, and we'll come back to that. But description and common attributes of blue men of the Minch, because I went to Scotland mythology, and I found all this stuff today on Scotland mythology. I got merry dancers equals a lady pause, ground-dwelling fairies equals 7 to 10 sins, and blue men equals Hitler, Napoleon, and Obama, or whoever those 3 extra are, you know. It may not be Obama, it may be Trump, you know, it could be. Those are like the betrayers, the blue men. Okay, and that's under descriptions and common attributes, which is a section under the Wikipedia page, Blue Men of the Minch. Okay? Now get this. This is very crazy. Casey Affleck, if you type that in, or not type that in, just break that down. Okay, and I went to Ha'ua Fatia, coordinates right there, which is Ibero-Masurian, Eastern Oranian. And these are the bladelet lithic. They had like a toolkit of these small cutting tools to cut up rocks and stuff. It's like dissection of the Pergamus, which is what I did to get the spear. I had to break down everything that Grox ever did to move forward. I had to know for sure that I had to lay down, you know, take it, whatever you want to say it, from men or whatever, and even though I'm not gay at all, and then go from there. You know, it was all part of what I had to do to get to get my family redeemed, you see, because we're of the Cain side. And Cain had to be redeemed for killing Abel. Abel is Church 5, the ones that are like Abu Dair. So, but you already know all that. So, now get this, Eastern Iranian is as not a truth seeker, which relates back to the coordinates, which that's why they are O, the E, O everyone else, which is the Gentiles, okay? If I weren't who I am with the truth seeking business, just being interested in 2001 and all that, then I would OEE. You see that there. That's the plainest way of getting this across, because I have always believed in Jesus, but I guess to get my faith solidified and to not be legion, I had to get into the truth movement. And I mean the actual truth movement, like Fritz Springmeier, Prophecy Club, all those guys, Jack Chick, the stuff that's out there that's not like, a pyramid, I'm talking about the real truth. So Starseed as G of 52 is what's shown there as well with the Ibero-Masorian. Now, Joe's son, Yah, C. Abel, C. Ken. I added a C there. Abel, C. Ken, okay, is the breakdown there. Joe's son, Yah, which is the creator, one of the creator gods, okay, the one who has the rainbow throne and the rainbow emerald throne and the great white throne is who I'm talking about, which is Joe's son's Yah. Joe's son is the lamb. If we want to count all this information here, if you want to count it, all right, now get this. Blade let lit is a reference to the marijuana plant, the root, the tree from the garden, okay, not the garden tree, but a tree from the garden. Let lit church for Cain, okay, 9C, okay, to bring balance to my family, to go to the pit or whatever, to be as the 51, equals Cain family, Ungamar. Ungamar equals under 3 is 4, okay, obviously, under the gem. The gems are the gems we're going to go over today, okay, so don't worry. We're going over the gems that are the Malachi 3:16 symbolism that are in the crown. They are the third part of men, okay? So that's who they are, and they're in the Revelation 9 symbolism as well with the Euphrates guys, who are the Aussies. Lit is marijuana, and the plant was sent as a human, okay? That's what I said. So you can look at all this. I want to make sure we got all this here. All right. So we'll go to the next page. Holding teeth and holding eyes is the skull. You've got the nose in the middle. If you look at a skull, you've got the nose in the middle, and on the back are the eyes, and on the front are the teeth. He's holding them as a balance. He's got his arms out like he's Michael Phelps or Michael Jordan holding the two basketballs, but he's holding both of those. He's the balance in between, and that's the weed symbol, okay? If you look at the skull. And that's why Paul Walker was in the movie The Skulls, and he accidentally kills the black guy, okay? Now, why does he accidentally kill the black guy? Okay, because he didn't want to put on the dress, okay? And the black guys, what do? They put on the dress, all right? That's just like the weigh-ins, all that symbolism from Medea. And Paul Walker represents the grays and the lizards type symbolism as well, and that's why it's all mixed in there, because those rings were from the Medea symbolism from when I went to Bowling Green and did acid and all that. So, and I don't do that stuff anymore, just to reiterate. But now Now, fee for less ticks is the fiddlesticks. That's the English take on white elephant from a Revelation 17 perspective. Now you've got Mappic, that's of Adam, of ground, weed. Okay? So white elephant, weed, leaf. Nose is as nose, Knows. Scotland, Indiana section describes Revelation 13 sea beast. Phrase, I wanted to go over this again. We're going over this to make sure we've got it. Phoenix whole life didn't know he existed till now. Full backside filled with tats. Beauty is in the eye of the bear holder. That's ex upnos, roused out of sleep. Okay, I believe that symbolism is going on now. That's going on in our time. We've even got Trump getting ready to get impeached and everything with the Nancy Pelosi statement. So keep faith. Jesus is comparable to Jessica Alba in Sin City film and the Legends of Gondul. She causes spine, chest, and envy. As Mitch, she was redeemed from these inflictions. Okay, so Saul is as beginning of Nancy's story, Sin City. As Lasso, she is Jesus, to catch the fish and sheep. As Never Screaming with Yellow Bastard, she is Mitch, which is conflict with Dawn, chess match of pit and sun firmament path. Okay. So, now I've got this here. Phrase. Now keep faith. I don't know exactly what this means. This was a vision that came to me today. Phrase. Monster truck reel as in film reel. Al Med Tex Us US there. Barbecue or BBQ. Corona pack for Blizzard Dock. Okay. That's a word that came to me today as well. Ciphers 272 single reduction KV all the way down to 3330 Jewish. You get 5173. Now I divided by 6 fate, okay, as the 6, the Philadelphia church, but with that mystical enchantment of the fate there and of the Dr. Fate, and you get you get 7744. Shuach, son of Abraham, and Keturah, right bank that was dependent on left bank, Euphrates. That's the definition there of 7744. Shuach, okay? So, now I've got a story with this. Liz, I swam with at SCAD, and she was all about the Willie of... of Vitaly Pushkar-Verbitsky, who was a Russian/Jewish swimmer sprinter on the team, and she was a breaststroker, and she tried to seduce him one night, and I heard her talking about his Willie and stuff, and it was kind of funny, but that's Liz on SCAD. And then there's also a Liz that came to watch me swim at Elizabethtown. And I swam with her on LAA, the team, Lexington Aquatic Academy, which was my dad's team in Lexington. And she was one of the oldest ones, and she would drive home, me and Blake in her truck, and take us home because she lived in the same neighborhood of Copperfield. But when we moved to Owensboro, we kind of drifted apart from everyone on LAA because the team disbanded. But Elizabeth came to my meet at my state meet in Elizabethtown one year, and she saw me swim, and she cheered for me and everything. And then a few years later, she called my dad on the phone crying because she had called off her wedding that my dad was invited to, and my mom, and said that she was in rehab for being an alcoholic. And my dad was real upset and said, he wishes her the best and would help her any way he could. But she said that she was drunk at that swim meet that she watched me at. So it was kind of, like Revelation 17 symbolism, because Elizabeth represents Queen Elizabeth, who is the woman on the throne in England. And represents the Revelation 17, the trying to get the 50-50 for everybody, and which is the Jonathan Kleck symbol, the 50-50, taking out one of the eyes, the eagle eye. And prolonging our time here under the reign of Trump and making America like Great Britain. So that's the symbolism there, but it goes along with everything else here. And you've got Abraham, who is the father of Shuach, Abra, like abracadabra, HM, which is as Hugh Jackman in the Prestige film, which is as a Hatfield, as 4. Okay, those are the clones. Okay, but he's as 4. So he operates a little bit differently. He's not as able as Christian Bale. Okay, then you've got Keter Millstone, which is as 6, as Philadelphia, but OCD induced with it. OCD within the family. Okay, so this is a crazy combination here, because you've got Keturah, who represents that OCD 6, and then you've got Abraham, who is like the symbolic clone, okay? Which the clones, you get a clone whenever you get killed while induced in a high fashion while on screen, okay? See, Casino, there's debate whether Joe Pesci had the high or not during the Casino killing, but he was killed in around 95. And then take like the first scene of the Scream film with the girl who was in Charlie's Angels. She was killed, and she got the high and was killed during it. And that was all acting to act like she was being hurt, but she did die. She just was high during the death, is what we see. Now, I know it sounds far-fetched, but either way they were killed. But the high is from the Beetle. It's tied back to Beetlejuice and Paul Walker's kind of being a opposite figure, like the marijuana is opposite, to get redeemed. And of course Paul Walker had no high, as he was killed in the car by a drone from Obama. But and then you've got this dependent on laughter of AI. Remember, like the Hobbit time laughter, which is AI. Right is seriousness of Matrix. So the left is like the laughter of AI, it's like going with the flow, not really caring. And then the right is the seriousness of the Matrix, which is represented by the C there, which is John or Groxt. So, and that's the right bank that was dependent on the left, which is the Euphrates. Okay? And we got a blank page. So we'll go to this here. I'll show you this. Uncut Gems. The trailer came out today. And you get all these here. Even a Fock F, which is like Ben Stiller. Or that's what my family calls me, the Wells side of my family. But anyway, that tied with the breaking of the ordinance of the night and day from Jeremiah 33, Uncut Gems, you get Gamisco, okay, 1061, Gamisco. So I thought that was interesting. You can break that down as you will. GAM, that's the cherub, is co, so, or is KO, is knockout or something. But that's one of the ones that you get there. So you can break that down. Remember that this is the Abu Dair symbolism, shot in the stomach. After 5 days he died. You remember that?
This is me.